Paul, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Good to see you too. Thanks for having me down.
So basically, I've just looked at it. I've played it for a while, but now Paul is gonna take me through it because I need to learn it. So let's go. Let's begin with the beginning.
Begin at the beginning. It is a hybrid analog synth.
Got it.
So you've got digitally generated oscillators and some tables
Yes.
at this side, plus some additive synthesis, which we'll go into a bit. Then you've got a lovely analog signal path all the way through, analog filter, dual filter.
So the oscillator is wavetable and traditional.
There's a bit of maths in there. So some of it is generated on the fly, mathematically. Some of it is tables, depending on what you select. The choice of stuff.
Got it.
And then you've got nice analog signal flow all the way through to here, and then digital effects on the end.
Nice.
Reverb and chorus.
I'll begin for the beginning. Patch 0.
Yep, you can do an init patch. There's various ways to blank it. You can press the init button. You can do shift and init, and that'll create a randomized patch, which is quite good.
How do you do that?
It's that one, the bottom two, shift and compare. That generates random values all over the synth. Now,
Of course, you have to be lucky.
You have to be lucky.
Of course.
So who knows? Who knows what you'll get? Weird, but there. There you go. So there's a nice weird sound.
This is high pass. Right. All right. Okay. Cool. Okay, so oscillator 1. So this is the balance. So right now we're listening to oscillator 1.
Okay. Yeah.
This one on top.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I'm just gonna go everything 0. I'm just gonna use sustain. Yeah. This is velocity.
Yeah.
So that's velocity. So
that's in the envelope, so it's dead easy to just add velocity to the sound.
If you put it this way,
it's a really nice weighted action keyboard. So you want to use velocity really. It's a player's instrument, so.
And this is reverse. So the center is in the middle.
Yeah, and there's a little notch there you can feel, so you know where it is.
Cool. And then I've got
Oh, we're off.
And there you go.
And that's it, finished.
Thank you.
I know. The filter is rather special, and it's dual, so you can have series, and you can have parallel, and you can have width, and you can do all that clever stuff. Which,
so this is the type of filter. We've got LP12.
Sure.
Bandpass.
Yeah.
12 dB high pass filter.
Yeah.
I'm always curious to see how the resonance sounds on it. That's pretty cool. And now these are
the 24. So this is 2 of the filters stacked in series to get the 24 dB per octave.
Wow, right? It sounds very different from the 12.
It does.
That's very cool.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
Aha!
A bit of drive.
That's cool. I love it.
So it'll distort in the analog domain because it's an analog filter controlled by digital controls.
That's exactly why we want to buy these things, right?
Yeah.
Because if we need predictable behavior, we just get a plugin, right?
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Can't do this with a plugin.
No. Right. Okay, cool. You know what? I want to select just...
Yeah, try some of the wave shapes, particularly like if you start with a sine.
Because there is shape here.
Yeah, on the shape knob.
This is great. So in this case, I've got a sawtooth that I'm working on, right?
Right. Okay. With shape nods, you can patch that into the nod matrix.
Oh, right. That's
so you can
cool.
have it kind of moving around if you want to.
Right. So, for example, say that exactly. I want to move it around. So, say that I want to give it.
So you take off one shape over here. Press
also
it.
one shape, and I'm gonna assign it to the LF1.
Yeah, there you go. And then you multiply it by something, so you can have it full on, or you can use the aftertouch to bring it in, or joystick, or velocity, or pedal. So if you press full on, then that's just LFO will affect the shape. LFO1 will do the shape. There's the speed on it there. So you can slow it down and just have it wobbling slowly.
Oh, you know why we get a double note? Because we have the sub oscillator.
Oh, is that turned up? There you go. But you can hear the shape mod now. You can hear
the shape. So. It's funny because
fat and deep. Yeah.
And then you can pitch modulate, obviously for a pitch modulation.
Same thing, you set up a route quickly and then you can do that.
Yeah. Oh, and you can work on the shape as well.
Yes. You can still put that in different places. And you think that's fat, but we've got a bunch of density stuff here. So you've got density and density rate. That'll double up.
Let's not go to oscillator 2 yet. Because, you know, let's be honest, I don't see these controls often. Like shape modulation?
Yeah.
And then there is the sub.
Yeah. That just tracks oscillator 1 an octave lower. That's really useful.
Okay, so it's 0 degrees and 90 and plus
on this all the modulators will go negative as well as positive. So you can use negative velocity or negative modulation on everything.
And then you have the octaves here.
Yeah, the reverb is not working on this unit. Just,
okay.
Choruses, you can do some chorus.
Okay, because I mean, it has to be said, at the time that we are filming this is a prototype.
Couple of things just to finish off.
Fantastic.
Before we ship it. So
Yeah.
Good.
Oh. Hi, how you doing?
And you've got a 3D printer over in the corner of the studio there, so you print this in red and make your own and stick the bracket in it, and it's cool.
But I really like the color, to be fair. I mean,
Nice, thank
it's
you.
really, really cool.
It stands out, doesn't it?
Looks really good, man. All right, so let's keep going. So now let's balance all the way to the other oscillator.
Okay, looking at.
So shape, the modulation is in the middle now.
Okay.
The shape is gonna be in the middle.
Yeah.
It goes 1 octave below from the oscillator.
It does.
One,
From oscillator 1.
but it's outside the mix.
Yeah, it's added in. You can just turn it up yourself.
Ah, that's clever.
Yeah.
If I just need the low end, I don't need to invoke the other one.
No, you don't need to use one if you don't want to. So that's square in the middle, and then it will be a pulse, and that's the PWM as you turn it. PWM. We were just saying, I can't make a synth that doesn't do PWM.
Yeah, I was
of the
just
name.
thinking, because how can I make the sound? Because also what we're doing another piece of content for my channel where I show you how we're going to make the sounds of Kraftwerk, the robots. Then I'm going to recreate it on camera. So this is like a study. So... So oscillator shape 2,
Yeah,
LFO
you can use
1,
the same LFO and then
full on.
boop, that's fine. And then that'll start moving about when you turn mod up. There you go. And you can have different shapes on the LFOs, of course. There's even a random one, which is quite nice. Hear that randomizing?
Oh, sounds like a Commodore 64 now.
And sample and hold.
So let me do one more trick. So for example, how about if we take the oscillator pitch 2 and we give it an LFO 2, it's going to be full on.
There you go. Yeah. You're hearing the shape mod on LFO 1 and the pitch mod on LFO 2. So this one will go faster on pitch. And then that other modulation is the shape on one. I like that one.
And we're doing the craft work again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Space Lab.
Yeah.
Space Lab, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll have to do that track as well.
Pitch modulation now we remove, and we're back to that.
Yeah.
And how about...
So that's
Oh,
an
now that's
organ
the
type
organ.
tone. It's interesting, and with shape, it does additive synthesis. So you can add and subtract harmonics, odds and evens, depending on which way you turn it. Which it also does on the sine wave.
Oh, by the way, he's a monster player.
Oh, you're too kind. Too kind.
Just quickly, come on. Extra content for my channel, for your channel. Show them how you play the piano, just quickly.
A bit of gruesome.
Paul, if you can make instruments, you're not supposed to be able to play them like this.
Of course, this is why we make instruments. This is the music.
And now you know about Paul. Anyway.
So if you've got both oscillators going,
Yeah.
so you've got both there. So if you go with the semitone, so now you've got. But you can also just detune them slightly. And then if you bring in ring mod, you get all sorts of lovely squelchiness. So that's just the oscillators, and then that's a bit of ring mod, but then that's sounding nice. So the way the mix works is you mix between oscillators 1 and 2 at the top, then that goes into here where you can mix in noise if you like,
Okay.
and then that is fed into the bottom control where you can mix in ring mod if you want. So it's kind of like a flow that way.
Oh.
Yes, there's all sorts going on in here.
Oh. We talked about it. You know what I like about this? This kind of like unpredictability. You know what it does, what it's supposed to do, but when you do it, it gives you more than when you expected it to give you.
Yeah, and some of it is down to the late Chris's great work in, that mixer, that's his design. He wanted it to work like that. Like Sustained Fall, for example, that's one of his particular
Can you please just quickly give out the story so that, I don't...
Sure, yeah. So I worked with Chris toward the end of his life. We worked together at Novation. We did Mini Nova and Base Station 2 and a bunch of stuff together. And we started this project together. We only sadly got to work on it for about a year. And unfortunately, he passed away. But he handed us the firmware and the design to this so that we could
Chris,
take
by
it
the
forward.
way, he's the man who designed the Wasp and the Oscar.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
We
So
want
this is there is his work in this.
This is Chris Huggett's last synth, made in conjunction with us at PWM. And we've even put his signature on the back there. I know. It's sad, but there we go. And he's there.
Well done, man.
He's there with us.
And it has that same quirkiness of those.
Yeah, the Wasp and the Oscar. The filter is very
Yeah.
much like the Oscar. The way the waves are generated and stuff, similar to the Wasp. So it's a sort of greatest hits of those two, if you like, but brought up to date. So it's got USB-C and MIDI, and it'll sit in the studio dead easy. Patch recall's perfect, and it's all that stuff. But it's a synth that doesn't sound like any other synth. It doesn't sound like a Moog. It doesn't sound like a Prophet. it sounds like a Chris Huggett synth.
Yeah.
Or a PWM
Right.
synth,
Yeah.
That's it. So if you want this sound in your mix, you have to get this. You can't achieve this with a Moog. It's totally different.
Oh yeah. I remember that the Oscar was wrongly compared to the Mini Moog because in actual fact it could do much more. Like it could do all the throaty sounds that other synths couldn't do.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll attempt doing it later.
Sure. So there's quite a lot going on. So you have the sine, the saw, the square, which goes into a pulse either way, but you also have this organ tone, and then you've got a custom wavetable as well, just for added extra sonic interest, if you like. So, you can build something very basic with a sine wave on oscillator 1, but then add in a bit of this table goodness on oscillator 2 if you want to. And even on that side, these density things are cool as well. So turning up, making things more dense with both, you get that kind of...
Yeah.
You get that fatness as well.
And then you got oscillator drift. Because
Yeah.
like it's a detune.
That's it, yeah. It's supposed to emulate old circuitry.
Yeah.
It'll just provide a bit of movement.
Yeah. This tells you when the keyboard is pressed, and this tells you when voices are being used.
Yeah, so we're in monophonic mode at the moment.
Yeah.
But if you hit duo, now you can play 2 notes. And then you'll see the LEDs showing you what's going on. And if you're playing 2-note chords, you've got a voice spread as well. Can you hear that?
Oh, wow.
Right.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can go all the way out and even add a bit of chorus to it as well. And then you've got 1 note in each speaker, but probably somewhere in the middle. Look at them yo-yos. That's the way to do it.
Look at them yo-yos. What a
Play
track.
the guitar.
And that ain't working. That's the way you do it. And you were telling me that at some point we will have also paraphonic
Yeah,
capabilities?
so it's got a paraphonic button. We're working on that. So
Yeah.
we're going to go as far as splitting up oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 on each voice path, so that if you play 4 keys, you'll end up with oscillator 1, oscillator 2 on this path, and oscillator 1, oscillator 2 on this path, doing 4 individual notes. So obviously you've got to build your sound.
It's effectively a 4 polyphony if you're doing like simple sounds.
Yeah, technically dual paraphonic, because paraphonic is when you split the oscillators up.
Right.
But you do that twice because you've got 2 voice paths. So the envelope, you don't get 4 envelopes.
Right. Yeah. No.
So,
Of course. But say that you're doing just a pad sound. That's all you need.
Perfect. Yeah, that's what it's in there for. So if you do a string or a pad,
that's right.
You can play 4 notes together. That'll just sound great.
What else do you need it for?
That'll be good.
That's
Yeah. So that's a neat.
That's
thing that
really, dude. It's not a small thing. You can do pads
Yeah.
with a monophonic synth.
Yeah.
It's not a
That's
small
it.
thing. Pitch.
You're full on a joystick.
Full on.
So now joystick. That would be joystick Y.
Okay.
Will now do that.
Okay.
But you have to turn some pitch mod up here. And now push it forward,
Oh yeah.
and then you can tune that where you want that to be.
Okay. So
But yes, you can use the joystick to control anything in the mod matrix.
it's super cool that it's such a small unit and like so portable, and yet you've got some matrix capabilities. I mean, more than some. Like wow.
There's quite a lot, and no display, so it's all one-to-one
Yeah.
control. Every control will make a difference, and you feel it. You use your big detectors on either side of your head and play it and turn it and create sounds, and then store them, of course, because it's got 100 patches you can store, so
And by the
200
way,
in total.
These patches that we're making right now, we're gonna store it, and apparently you're gonna put them in the actual public version, right?
If you do some good ones, I'll put them in.
Right on. I love it.
I challenge you.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do some great sounds. Yeah, they can go in. Every knob transmits MIDI, so you can fully control it.
Plus, they're not steppy at all.
Some are even 8-bit rather than 7-bit MIDI, so that one is, for example, because that being the filter cutoff, you need it. You need a bit more resolution.
Others,
some are 7, some are 8. Yeah, depending on whether they're performable. More likely to be performed, perhaps.
Okay. So now, what's interesting about this?
Oh Oh yeah, let's come out of duo.
Yeah, out of duo.
Yeah, just in duo mode, the filters separate and go back into their individual paths. So you have a 12 dB on each sound channel. When you're in mono mode, then they'll stack series and parallel and all that stuff. It's in mono now.
Okay.
Light it is in duo.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah.
So filter right now is being affected by this guy.
All right.
So we'll just put the velocity in the middle. This we'll go to it because I know what that is now. So I'll try and explain it. And
okay, you explain it and I'll see. It's a Chris special. Yeah. That's sounding nice.
It barks. Okay. Oh yeah, it's
Turn
filter
width
with
mod off, then that'll stop doing that. Yeah. There you go.
Of course.
I mean, this is designed to be pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
The idea is those are the things you can affect in the matrix, and then you can modify them with that times that, basically.
Yeah.
So you can have LFOs, envelopes, all that stuff in there, and then controls. Like aftertouch you can use, the joystick you can use, or you can hit full on in either of those sections and just have a simple, I want to route, filter frequency to LFO, you just press full on in that third part of the matrix. We call it mod routes because it's a simplified matrix, really easy to use. And then everything has a mod control. So once you've set up your route, you then do the amount wherever it appears in each of the sections.
Oh, this is the type of stuff that I like.
Well, that's analog drive through the filter, you see. So again, it's
The
not
first
digital.
thing that it gives you is like down below, right? And it kind of becomes also a bit sweeter on the top until it starts becoming bright again. So it's kind of, because it gives you all this fatness, now it feels like nice and chunky, and then as you go up, it starts getting a bite. So
that's where you really hear it.
That's where you really hear it.
On the edge of the, so we really start to hear it. We're kind of known for our filters now. I mean, this is actually a totally different design to Malevolent, because this is Chris's designer filter. But we do like to kind of let these things go to 11. We definitely did on Malevolent. We did. We let it get crazy.
Yeah.
This thing it'll take your ears off if you do rank the resonance and really sweep it. So
every little movement that you make has a lot of consequence. That is lovely. Let's see, width. What does the width do again?
So that on the more complex filters, the parallel filters, that's going to move the peaks in and out. So one does 2 peaks and one does 2 troughs, and you can move those in and out. Yeah.
So basically, because
but that gives you a talky effect, which is quite known on the.
It's the throaty effect that I was talking about. Then.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah. It's
also
the man's design.
A beautiful tradition, because this stuff is quirky, right? And the Brits are known for being quirky. If you think EMS, like that was really super quirky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember the what is the Orban mixers? Oram? The ones that had the channel the opposite way around.
Oh, the BBC used to use those, right? Yeah.
Right?
All their broadcast consoles.
Yeah, so you would have your gain down below, and then your line switch, and then your sends, and then the EQ would be up there.
It makes perfect sense if you're doing a headstand while you're using it. If you're actually the other way up.
But yeah, I always found that like the Britons are great at coming out with something that is like really distinctive, and this is a great example. Man, that's really nice.
Lovely.
Oh yeah, so you can do.
Yeah.
So the retrigger is.
You've got a section here on triggering,
Oh,
so you
yeah,
can choose
so-
how you want that to go. So that's triggering every note on envelope 1. In other words, it defeats legato. If you turn those on, then it will play legato, so the envelope will continue. It's quick and easy to change, that's the main thing, so you can choose which way you want it.
Dude, what synthesizer does this?
I don't know.
And now let's open up the sub. Oh, it's too low.
It's probably too low.
Too low. But we can open up oscillator 2.
Or you can use octave with oscillator 1, pitch that up, that'll bring the sub in. You should store some of these as you go, you know. It's quite nice that. But give that to the people out there if we do save. We'll save on that.
Yeah, save it,
You
save
just
it,
do
save it, save
save.
it. Now you have it. Like all the magic happens here because I'm using a high pass filter. I'm using a bit of drive, a bit of width here,
Yeah. Which is doing unusual things.
Which is like-
we'll find out what it does.
But the thing is that, I don't care because I can save it.
You can, yeah. Everything you do, so every position can be saved. You certainly like your cupboard rattling squelchiness.
Oh, this works.
The course does, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a few different types. And
We'll come back to you. I mean, down there, it's like,
very growly.
very. It's like, All right.
Just hit that, and that always resets the sound
Ah,
back too.
cool. Oh, we got glide here.
Yes. That will have
Is that
auto.
implemented or not?
Auto's not, but glide does work.
Oh.
Yeah, it's working. And then auto glide will mean that it only glides when it's legato, which is not implemented.
Okay, got it.
But next version.
Okay, now this is a cool one because now here we got amplitude,
Yeah.
and here obviously we have the sustain,
Yep.
right? But what's interesting is that this basically the sustain is sustained, but you can decayize it.
You can. That's
So
right. Yeah.
So-
Normally the envelope goes flat at the sustain
Yeah.
line, but Chris has this sustain full parameter which he really likes.
sustain
You turn it up
fall.
and it just makes it do
So
that,
it
even
goes
while you're
like-
holding the key down.
But of course, when you release it, it stops
Yeah.
because it gets
will-
to the last bit, which is the release.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
basically, you can go attack, decay, sustain, but slightly falling
a
down,
fall,
and then falling down.
You could then have a massive release on it so that you kind of decay it slowly and then take your finger off and
Like this.
So it's decaying quicker with sustained fall now and then holding on with release. If you see what I mean. Just turn that down a wee bit. If you play short notes, they'll end up being louder, but if you play longer notes, they'll fall off a bit and then go. So I don't know. It's fun though.
That's fun, man. Especially if you're programming, right? I mean,
Yeah.
this happens all the time with electronic music. You know, you try quirky things to make it do. So maybe you have like a big line, you know, and you start playing with those parameters with the same MIDI.
Exactly.
You can go nuts with that.
Yeah, you can.
Short, sustainful. Yeah. What are the synthesizer has that?
I don't know.
I don't think I ever heard it. Okay, so let's go just decay.
That's what you're wanting, yeah.
Yeah.
Ping it. Ping the note.
And now let's play with the arpeggiation.
Sure. So you've got BPM control here, and then you've got clock divisions here to make it go a bit quicker.
Okay.
And then you've got
Up and
octaves,
down.
different styles. Played order.
Oh.
The order in which you put the notes down, it'll play.
See what samples I give you here.
And that sound will save with exactly what you've got set, so it'll save with the arpeggiator on.
Oh, really?
In fact, I'm going to pinch that as well, so I can go save. Yeah. And there we are, so you've got that one as well. That's quite nice.
That's super nice. So, for example, if I want to modulate with filter, now I've got envelope 2, so I can go.
Yep, you have. If you put,
I have.
but you need to choose. You want to do filter frequency, so you need a filter frequency mod turned up a wee bit, and then you.
That's right.
Then it's going to bring that envelope.
That's right. Done.
Oh, I should mention these envelopes repeat as well.
What do you mean?
You can put them on repeat with this button here, that one or that one, which will mean that if
they mirror each other.
No, it'll do the attack decay sustain release, go back to the beginning, re-trigger the note. So you can use them like additional LFOs in a way. So you can get like repeating
hold on a second
sections.
then. So
it'll work, yeah.
Like if I go repeat.
There you go, yeah.
No way.
And then if you shorten the attack, that'll go faster and faster. I'm trying to think of the song you're thinking of.
There's nothing like branding.
I never felt that the Mantis was going to be played in that way.
Yeah. It would
That's
be
hilarious.
So you repeat. That's brilliant. I think we covered all of it.
Covered a good amount, yeah.
What else is there?
So the LFOs will sync to the ARP. The ARP will sync to clock.
You're saying that, like, for example, if I go with the arpeggiation,
This might be...
and then we sync them up.
You can do, yeah. So that's going...
Yeah.
those are now doing divisions of clock, if you see what I mean. But it depends what you do with them sound-wise.
Right.
That's nice. That's not really
Okay,
demoing
save it, save it, save it, save it,
that.
save it, save it. You're gonna get all these sounds. Lucky you.
Save.
Oh, lucky me, I get to play with the thing. Dude.
That's taking your ears off.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. There's a little bit of malevolent in this.
There is. There is. That's good.
Dude, check this out. The drive. Ah.
You like it? I'm glad.
Love it.
I'm glad.
All right.
Good.
See you later. I know that you are on Paul's channel, but still, go to Paul's website.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Really well made. Wow.